Hello everyone, happy Monday. I am coming to you today from Geneseo, Illinois. This is my hometown. My family is visiting my parents, and this is the house that I grew up in. This part of the house right here that you can see behind me was the very first cabin that the house is built onto. This is built in the early 1800s, pre-Civil War. It's a really old house, and it's got all kinds of energies in it. It's a really interesting thing being in this space as the person that I am now versus growing up in it as a child when I didn't really understand how energies worked. But yeah, it's been a really nice visit. It's always nice to be home. So I have, as per usual, drawn a card for us for this week. And let's see what our energy theme is. Strength. Yeah, this is the Goliath beetle. So let's go in and see what our guides have for us this week. So this is a week where I'm hearing our reserves may be called upon. And the way that I'm understanding that is that we all have strength to move through or to persevere through whatever might be coming up that we need strength for this week, but we might have to call on some of our reserves. We might have to call on some inner strength that we don't necessarily need to usually call upon in order to move through something. So let's look at that. What I'm hearing is that this week we might be finding ourselves taking some kind of action that requires strength, or making some sort of decision, or showing up in some way that requires strength that maybe a previous version of ourselves wouldn't have had, or wouldn't have been brave enough to act upon. And when we do that, we signal to ourselves that we have changed, that we have grown, that we have moved forward somehow, that we have built new skills, that we have developed trust in ourselves enough to know that we are safe within ourselves enough to take these kinds of actions. And this is very much in alignment with the energies of Leo season. I'm hearing for some of us, it might just feel like allowing ourselves, not just, because this can be a big deal depending on who we are, but allowing ourselves to be seen out in the world, to not be overly humble, to show up in our fullest, brightest, confident selves, and allow ourselves to be seen in all of our glory. This isn't a week to hold back, is what our guides are saying. It's not a week to hide ourselves away, or again, be overly humble. This is a week to really step out and take ownership of our strengths and of our perhaps self-expression. And it feels to me like this is something that might be happening in a group. perhaps we are being encouraged by our friends or our family to to express ourselves in a new way, or perhaps we're joining a group of people who are more self-expressive or more courageous or confident. It just feels like it's being bolstered by a group, like the energy is adding to a group for some of us, or being supported by others who are already in this space, who see it in us and who are trying to draw it forward through us. I'm also hearing that this is a week where we might create something really, really beautiful if we give ourselves the chance. There's this opportunity for, I'm hearing, cathartic self-expression. There's artistic creativity, allowing the muses to work through us, not holding back on our self-expression is what I'm hearing. You might also want to pick up a half-finished project and bring fresh energy into it and complete the project this week, because when we do, we might notice that when we pick it back up, we're going to finish it in a different way than we'd imagined, or we're going to finish it in an even more exciting or creative way than we would have imagined it when we first started the project. So breathing some life back into things that we might have set down. I'm also hearing that for some of us, we might have some realizations this week regarding, like, I'm hearing the words, this is too small for me. Like, we might realize that we've outgrown something, I suppose, or that we're inside of some kind of system or container or relationship or job or whatever. It could be anything. We just realize, like, oh, this is too small of a container for me now. And it might just come through as a breakthrough or a realization this week. And that can require us to be strong. It's actually, require is not the right word. I think it's our strength that shows it to us. It might be our self-expression, or the way that we're just being overtly big this week. Like that bigness wants to come through, and a result of that can be pain points where where we realize that certain areas of our lives we're playing too small. And if we've been working through something, say over the last couple weeks, where there's been a pain point or a friction or discomfort in some area of our lives, our guides are saying this is a week to stay in our integrity around whatever that is and keep moving forward in our integrity. And they're saying that we might reach some kind of resolution. We might realize something about this situation that helps us feel better, helps us feel more at peace. Mm-hmm. If you're feeling agitation somewhere, they're saying that this is a signal to you, to where in your life you might be playing too small. If you feel it, like I'm getting the feeling of pressure that is being contained, like a bottle of soda that's been shaken up and then the top just wants to blow off, or feeling jittery, feeling agitated, um, feeling like you've got to let something out. This is an indicator that this big, self-expressive, strong, courageous, bold energy wants to move through you, wants to help you release whatever that is. So if that's something that you've been feeling, it's okay to realize that that is just a signal that there's an area of your life where you need a new container. You need to relieve some pressure somewhere. It's like, okay, what I'm hearing is that, metaphorically, let's say that we're feeling like this bottle, and that we might have been giving ourselves a slow release. Like maybe there's some sort of small channel that we've been releasing some of this pressure through. But this is a week where the cap pops off and that pressure is just released somehow. So our goal for this week is to allow that release to be a productive and cathartic experience rather than a fighting against or pushing against or angry explosion. So let me ask how. That's not to say that this can't be some kind of confrontation, but if it is, remember that we are staying in our integrity with however we are bringing this up. Remember that we are standing in our truth and our authenticity, in our kind communication, right? Kind and honest is different than nice. Remember that. Nice is people pleasing. Nice is when we make other people comfortable and we allow our own authenticity to be pushed back, sent to the back of the shelf so that other people can be comfortable. That's nice. Being kind is when we are authentic and we're also honest and we honor our feelings, but we express them in a way that is kind and patient and loving. All right, let me see if there's any final messages here for this week. There is this opportunity for us to act in some way this week, and we have a wide variety of messages of different ways that this energy could come through, but they're saying at the end of the week we have an opportunity to make ourselves feel really proud of how we've shown up, how we've expressed ourselves, and that's what we're aiming for, is however this strong energy moves through us, at the end of the day, we've acted as the most authentic and kind and self-expressive versions of ourselves that we can. And then we make ourselves proud of however we've shown up. Okay. So have a beautiful week, everybody. Next Monday, I'll be back in Bend. I'll see you there. Bye.